Bilal Coulibaly is out for the rest of the regular season, but hey, the Wizards did get their 14th victory of the season, so it's not so bad today overall. Come on, talk to us next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy B-Scott again with my guy AB. And again, a lot to talk about tonight, guys. Bilal Coulibaly is out for the rest of the regular season. But look, not all things are bad today. The Washington Wizards do defeat the Detroit Pistons 129 to 125, man. So they get their 14th victory of the year. So the question is, can they get 15 hit in Denver? And can they go over last year's total? But like I said, first things first. So again, guys, a lot to talk about. So we're going to start with Bilal Coulibaly. Now, B-Coul, as you guys know or should know, he sustained a hamstring injury and he is out for the next 4 to 6 weeks, which will be the end of the regular season for him. So this report is through Brett Siegel. So shout out to Brett Siegel at Brett Siegel NBA on X. And he says, quote unquote, Bilal Coulibaly's season has come to an end. As the Wizards announced, he will miss 4 to 6 weeks with a right hamstring strain. Coulibaly had his best season in Washington, averaging 12.3 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game while shooting 42.1% from the floor. So, AB, obviously this injury came from, that one dunk where he kind of slipped off the rim. He kind of got undercutted. And this is actually the second year in a row where B-Coul has gotten injured while making a similar play. So, 2 questions for you real quick, man. How does this hurt the Wizards? And who do you see replacing him at the 2 guard?
Yeah, so ultimately, B-Coul, it is unfortunate, but I guess I don't want to say the best thing is that the Wizards aren't contending, but at the end of the day, you're not losing much considering the fact that there's no really any point. Obviously, you want cultural wins, but not really much because we're out of the playoffs. But B-Coul, I mean, defensively, we saw Cade Cunningham tonight. He was balling out there, and if Bilal was out there, I think it would have been a different story. But Bilal Coulibaly defensively is a menace. We all know that. And offensively, there was games where he was putting 15 to 20 points a game, and athleticism, explosiveness, sometimes a little too much, like we've seen with him getting hurt. So at the end of the day, Bilal, obviously, it was ahead of his schedule, his improvement. But year 3 is where we're really going to say we need to see consistency on the offensive side of the ball. And defensively, we already know you're there.
I mean, I'll say this. It hurts, but it doesn't. And obviously, we know that B-Coul, look, defensively, he's an elite defender. Offensively, still raw, but you see progress made this year. So second year in the league, he started out hot. A lot of us thought, including myself, thought that was going to be the formal breakout campaign. And obviously, Kyle Kuzma came back from injury, took a lot of the minutes, took a lot more of the offensive load, and kind of curtailed his development this year. Now, after the deadline, he was starting to ramp up. So this is very unfortunate in my eyes, man, because this is the second year in a row where he's gotten injured in the second half of the season. So to me, does it hurt the Wizards? Well, it does take away a good defender from a defense that's already struggling. So you're gonna miss a key part of your defense. So it's going to hurt them in the general sense of things, right? The defense is not going to be as good, even though Keyshawn George has emerged as a really good defender. In my eyes, going to be an elite defender. Bob Carrington, the same thing, man. Alex Sarr tonight, 4 blocks. Come on now. I mean, we have good defenders, and we're starting to build this team into a defensive unit, man. And that is the big thing with Brian Keefe and his defensive system is finding the right pieces to implement in that system. But so it is going to hurt the Wizards a little bit, but let's be real. I won't say they're officially tanking, but we're in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. So we're trying to get a top 3 pick. So, obviously the defense does take a hit, but I think they'll be all right, man, because this loosens up minutes for other players. Don't like seeing B-Coul get hurt, man. Like I said, the second year in a row where he's caught an injury that's put him out for the rest of the year in the second half of the season. So from a developmental standpoint, he does take a hit. There's 2 years in a row where you're not getting the full season out of him, man. And like I said, it's nothing against him. Those are 2 unfortunate injuries, man. It has to do with, and we mentioned it, AB, very aggressive. We know what he can do. He can put people in the poster, but when you go up, most of the time somebody's going to meet you up there, and that there's always a risk with that. And it came down hard, hurt his hand last year, and then it hurts his hamstring this year. So like I said, maybe you need to kind of slow it down a little bit, be a little more smarter as far as how aggressive you're going to attack the rim, man. You can't put everybody on the poster, man. Even though we know B-Coul has that capability, man. He has unreal athleticism. So his replacement. Now with Chris Middleton being the starting small forward, they were playing B-Coul with the 2 guard. So you're looking at a replacement of 2 guard. In my eyes, I'd put Marcus Smart in there. I'd put a little defense beside Jordan Poole. He's shown that he can still contribute offensively. Now he's not that Marcus Smart for Boston. We know that what it is. Same thing with Chris Middleton in Milwaukee. You're not getting the prime guys, but they both shown that they can contribute. Let's be real. So I'd like to see Marcus Smart kind of put into the 2-guard role, man. Put some defense, put some toughness, put some leadership beside Jordan Poole. I think Jordan Poole, again, a guy who's played at all-star level, him and Marcus Smart would be a really good backcourt, in my opinion. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I would like to see. Now, obviously, tonight, we didn't see that lineup. We saw Bub Carrington. And like I said, Bub Carrington, to me, he can spot start. He's a guy who could definitely come in and start. So I'm not too upset with him getting starter minutes. But to me, the priority has to be not only finding Bub Carrington minutes, but finding A.J. Johnson minutes on the second unit. Because to me, AB, I'm asking you real quick, bro. I mean, Malcolm Brogdon, is it just a matter of when as far as the buyout market with him?
Yeah, it's just the reality of the situation is in the NBA, if you're not playing, are you really any help to your team? We always talk about the best ability is availability. And Malcolm Brogdon, we know when he's healthy, he can hoop. Shout out UVA. But it's just at the end of the day, if you're not out there, especially a team where we want to be younger, the youth at the timeline, and we already have those vets that are plug and play with Chris Middleton and Marcus Smart. So I guess it's just a matter of when we buy him out.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's not a talent thing. I say it all the time, man. It's not a hit on him as far as talent. Look, Rookie of the Year guy, 6th Man of the Year award winner. He's got some accolades in his league. He's a guy who could definitely play, but the injury bug has been a big problem with him, not only in DC, but every stop of the way. He can't stay on the court, and that's the biggest knock against Malcolm Brogdon. And at this point, with Marcus Smart, I think he has practically replaced him. And I hate to say that, man, because I feel like Malcolm Brogdon does have something to give this organization. But like I said, with an inspiring contract, and that's a big reason why he wasn't. I mean, he was shopped, but a lot of teams didn't have a lot of interest at the trade deadline because with a price tag of 22.5, that's hard to acquire a player who, look at him, he's hurt, so he probably wasn't going to be available for the playoff run. So a lot of teams are going to be hesitant to pick up a player like that. So again, it's not a talent thing. Malcolm Brogdon can play, but he can't stay on the court. And your best ability is your availability. And like I said, Marcus Smart has really picked up being that veteran guard on the second unit or a guy who can come in and start. So to me, priority has to be, as far as the second unit, buying out Brogdon would be Bub Carrington if they don't decide to play him in the 2-guard beside Poole. A.J. Johnson, they got to give him some minutes, man. They got to give him some minutes. We got to give Vooch some minutes. I mean, we got to find these guys some minutes in the second half of the season because the biggest thing is development in the second half. So we got to find Vooch, got to find A.J. Johnson minutes, got to find Bub Carrington consistent minutes. Like I said, he's looking good, man. AB, come on, man. Keyshawn George and Bub Carrington, we got them in the later stages of the first round. Now, technically, Bub was still a lottery pick, but a late lottery pick. But Keyshawn George, man, real quick before we move on. I mean, if it was any other weak draft, and I hate to call it a weak draft, but if it was any other weak draft, would he be in your top 5 for Rookie of the Year? Or am I kind of overreacting?
Those 2-3 dagger threes, were just amazing. The whole game, I was watching the Pistons commentators. They were saying, where was this throughout the whole game? And they showing up in the clutch when it really matters. Shout out to the freaking U. And shout out to the ACC. Pitt's in the ACC. And Keyshawn George, I'm looking at it. I think we said 3 steals, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. So even in the game where his shot's not falling or he's not there offensively, he's still making an impact. And late first-round pick B, every single rookie has been making an impact on this team. And this is, again, you said it, a weak draft class. So imagine what this front office is going to do with the strong draft class for the next couple of years. I mean, this is just, how can you not be optimistic, bro? Shout out Keyshawn George, man. Those 3 clutch threes against a Detroit Pistons team where we're contending, trying to get a playoff spot.
No, you hit the nail on the head. Is that how can you not be excited with the future in DC, man? Because all 5 draft picks, 2 years, Will Dawkins has been a general manager. And in the last 2 drafts, all 5 players selected have shown that they could be key contributors for this team down the road, man. I mean, Bilal, unfortunately, he's been hurt 2 years, man. But you see the potential with him. I still think that next year is going to be a big year for him. Year 3 is going to be a magical year for him. I think he's going to break out. I think he's going to put the work in. But like I said, I hate to see him get hurt, man. 2 years in a row. I hate, because it really takes a hit on his development, man. So, I think the Bilal is still going to be a star in his league. Alex R, come on now. Once both him and Bilal show an offensive game, as far as I'm telling you, man, they're going to be special in this league. I'm trying to tell you. When you add a Cooper Flag, when you add a Dylan Hart, when you add Ace Belly, and you already got Bilal and Alex R, you're going to have a 3-headed young 3-headed monster in DC, man. And we haven't even talked about Bub and Keyshawn. Keyshawn George we got him at the 24th overall pick, AB. I mean, Tommy doesn't do that. Ernie doesn't do that. So if you're still skeptical of Will Dawkins,
not many GMs in the league do that, B. To be real with you.
Thank you. It was a weak draft. All scouts and experts were calling it a weak draft, and he was able to find 3 players who are already shown great promise and great potential of being key contributors for this team down the road, man. So, like I said, Bub Carrington, you already see it. Keyshawn George, oh my God, man. I mean, we knew he was a sniper, but his defense is impressive, man. I mean, he's got elite defender written all over him. Tristan Vucevic, man, I think that he's still going to be good. I think he can still be the backup center in the future. Now, does Tristan Vucevic stop me from going to get another center in the draft? No. But I think that I look at him as the backup center of the future. Now, Alex Sarr, we talked a lot about him at center, him at power forward. That's the biggest thing. The NBA is positionless. You can see matches where Alex Sarr be in the 4. You see matches where you see him in the 5. Really penciling these guys in at permanent positions. I think you can't really do that at this point, man, because almost every player on the team can play multiple positions. I mean, Jordan Poole, she has shown that he can run the show, but he can also show he can play off ball. I mean, Bub Carrington, he's a combo guard. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, even Kispert can play the 2, the 3. So versatility is the name of the game, man. So, when people look at it, because like I said, I know the Alex Sarr to the 4 or the 5, either, you see him at the 5 or you see him at the 4, but why not see him at both? I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr. in Memphis, he can play both. I mean, you got that capability. Don't curtail yourself and just keeping them in one position. Look at him as a Swiss Army knife. I mean, that's what this team is. It's a box full of Swiss Army knives. You got guys who can defend and play in multiple positions. So I like what's. I'm very optimistic. Not only do I trust this front office, Michael Winger and Will Dawkins, man. Like I said, a lot of people either you love or hate Brian Keefe. I'm a big Brian Keefe guy. I said give him some time. First year as his coach, give him some time. So Bilal, get back to Bilal. Replacement Marcus Smart, and how does it hurt the Wiz? Our defense is going to get worse, but we have good defenders in this team. I think that Keyshawn George, Bub Carrington, Alex Sarr are going to pick it up. I really do. So I think that we are going to take a hit defensively, but when you got guys like Chris Middleton and Marcus Smart, they're going to pick up the slack, and we're going to carry that mentality. So, all right, AB, let's get into the Wizards get their 14th win of the year, man, defeating the Detroit Pistons 129-125. So we're going to recap that and then get into comments like we always do. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by TurboTax. This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was waiting and wondering and worrying if you were going to get any money back, and then waiting, wondering, and worrying some more. Now, Taxes is matching with a TurboTax expert who can do your taxes as soon as today. Y'all don't wait till tomorrow. Do it today. An expert who gives your taxes their undivided attention as they work on your return, while you get real-time updates on the progress so you can focus on your day only. An expert who will find your every deduction possible and file every form, every investment, everything with 100% accuracy. Also, you can get the most money back guaranteed. No waiting, no wondering, no worries. Now, this is taxes. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. Real-time updates only available in iOS mobile app. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Tonight's episode is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? All the time. Before dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track of your money. That's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just about budgeting or just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can check all of your accounts, investments, and spending on all in one place. So you can just stop managing money and start building wealth, man. So like I said, guys, the economy is kind of up and down. So if you're trying to really get the most out of your money, I definitely recommend apps like Monarch Money, man. Monarch Money is done a good job for me, really, keeping track on not only my investments, but, my bank accounts and where all my money goes at the end of the month and at the beginning of the month too. So like I said, guys, definitely recommend it. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. Monarch Money. All right, AB, let's get into it. 14th win of the season, man. Come on now. The Washington Wizards defeat the Detroit Pistons 129-125, and this was a good culture win. Everybody eats type of win. 7 Wizards in double figures, man. So, AB, what was the factor that won this game, man, in your eyes?
Offensively, we're just cooking, man. You mentioned 7 players double digits. Justin Champagnie, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals. I mean, the contract that we got him was a 4-point play late fourth quarter. Are you freaking kidding me? Shout out to the Capital City Go-Go again. Development all goes back to this whole culture thing that we have here in DC. Alex Sarr, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 blocks. One of those blocks late in the fourth against Cade Cunningham, a superstar in Cade Cunningham trying to get to the rim, and it was out on him as well. Great challenge there by Coach Keefe. Marcus Smart, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal. Chris Middleton, a savvy veteran, just knocking the ball out of Cade Cunningham's hand. I can't speak right now. Bob Carrington gets the ball, 2 clutch free throws from a young guy. Like, everyone eats. And we mentioned it, Keyshawn George, 2 dagger threes. And Alex starts being aggressive, especially against a really good center in Jalen Duren, who also had 18 points, 4 rebounds. But at the end of the day, this Wizards team, even though they allowed 125 points, they still came up on top, and that's what we love to see. And just overall, great team win, especially coming after a game where you just lost to them and you somehow managed to bounce back. Just amazing to see, man.
I agree 100, man. I'll say this. Obviously, Cade Cunningham got 38 points, 10 assists. He's going to get his, man. I mean, if you look at his shooting stats, 9 for 25. So he shot the ball a lot, man. And in my eyes, it was a detriment to the Pistons because you look at the second, as far as attempts, man, it was 12 by Tobias Harris. So it is what it is.
Yeah, 21 free throws. Yeah, I think that was like a record in some time, too.
Yeah, 20 for 21. And he also was over 7 for 3. So he's going to get his, man. Cade Cunningham is one of those players in this league. He's a superstar where he's going to get his. You try to hope to slow him down, but, you're not going to stop a guy like that. And, Jalen Duren did, obviously he's a force at center, man. 18 points, 14 rebounds. But Alex Sarr responded, AB. He responded. I mean, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 blocks. Come on now. The big Eiffel, man. I mean, you see the potential, especially offensively. He's got a lot more touch, a lot more energy in the paint. And once he finds that balance, man, between stretching the floor from mid-range and 3 and finding a touch in the paint, he's going to be a star offensively. And defensively, he's already there, man. I mean, you already see the rim protecting him. This was a team victory. Like I said, the defense, they played Jordan Poole hard, man. They were putting a lot of energy on Jordan Poole, and he still got 17 points. I mean, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. So he found ways to contribute, and that's what you want to see, man. Because like I said, his shooting night, not his best night, 4 for 10 for 3, 4 for 13 overall. And like I said, they really penciled in on him. And most teams are going to do that. He's the number 1 option. He's the best scoring option on his team, man. So most defenses are going to center on him and probably and Chris Middleton. Like I said, it is what it is on that point. And like I said, he responded because he found ways to contribute. Justin Shimpney, come on now. He earned that contract now. Justin Shimpney, man, 17 points, 9 rebounds. That's another thing I like about Shimpney. His energy and that dog factor in the paint. The fact that he goes in there and gets those boards, man. That's what I love about Justin Shimpney. Not only the fact that he's a two-way prospect, not only the fact that he can defend, shoot from 3, put the ball on the floor, create, but that rebounding, man, for his size. I love it, man. Justin Shimpney, he's a dog, and I'm happy he's going to be around for a lot longer, man.
And typically, sorry to cut you off, but when guys get paid, they tend to sometimes, lack effort because, they already got paid. What am I playing? But 99 of this man's 110% energy. It's just amazing to see.
Hey, man. Took the words right out of my mouth. Absolutely. I agree 100%. The energy level is infectious, man. And like I said, when you look at energy and who really feeds off the energy, these young guys feed off Chris Middleton, Marcus Smart, Jordan Poole, but Justin Shimpney, man, they feed off him. He's another glue guy in his locker room. This is a really good locker room. The best I've seen in a long time, man. Chris Middleton got his. He can still play. Come on now. I mean, anybody say, if you're looking for elite, nah, but he can still play at a high level. Let's be real. Chris Middleton can still play. I mean, 16.7 rebounds, 8 assists. Both him and Marcus Smart did a good job finding these young guys, man, and setting them up for scores, man. Like I said, overall, I mean, even looking at the steals numbers, Keyshawn George, 4 steals. Come on now. Justin Shimpney, 3 steals. I love it. All right, but to me, another factor tonight was they matched and pretty much overdid the energy as far as, matching the energy with the Detroit Pistons bench, man. Look at our second unit, AB. Kispert, 14 points, 2 for 5 from 3. We need him to be that sniper, and he was that sniper tonight. Bob Carrington, he continues to really show that potential scoring-wise. I mean, he's a microwave scorer, man. He's a walking bucket, and I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you, he's going to be good. I mean, he's another two-way player who can defend. He can stretch the floor. And you're starting to see him attack the basket a lot more, man. So, like I said, Bub, appreciate you watching the show because that's one thing we definitely wanted out of you, man. So, like I said, he definitely responded. He definitely had a couple nice drives, man. So let's see. Marcus Smart, again, he can still play, AB. 15 points, 7 assists, shooting 5 for 13 for the field, but 3 for 6 from 3. The attitude factor, I love it. Marcus Smart, man, like I said, I didn't watch him too much because in Boston or in Memphis, obviously, because we're in the D.C. market, man, but always been a fan from afar. And I remember him in Oklahoma State. He's always been that tough-minded combo guard, man. I believe he played point at Oklahoma State, if I can remember, man, but he's a guy who his energy is infectious. I mean, they feed off the energy from him and Chris Middleton. Here's the thing about the victory tonight. The right people made the right plays at the right time. I mean, Keyshawn George and those daggers in the fourth quarter, man. Oh, my Lord. I mean, the sniper, man. I mean, Keyshawn George is going to be good. Again, AB, in a weak draft, we got 3 high-impact players in a weak draft. What does it say about this front office, man? I'm just saying, like Keyshawn George, 24th overall. When's the last time we had a late first-round pick that actually showed up? It's not even talking about the second-round picks, man. I mean, Keyshawn George is going to be special. We got a special core here of young talent, man. All we're doing is adding in the next couple of drafts. And then I'm telling you, when we had the nice balance with veteran players, man, we're going to be a nice, dangerous team in the Eastern Conference, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, play-in team in 2027. You heard it here first. So,
and I'm sorry, like I know when the Wizards won a couple, like recently, the other wins that they had, it was against weak teams. But what's the argument for this? This Pistons team, they were trying to win this game, and right now I think they're 60 to 50 in the Eastern Conference. They want to compete, and this is a good cultural win because in the next couple of years, when you're competing, these are the teams you're gonna have to face against in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree, man. You know, you want to beat teams like the Pistons, and they're the 6th seed in the East. This is a culture win. They played hard. They played to win this game. That's the culture that BK is trying to instill in his team, man, is that they fought. Yeah, the third quarter, they let it slip. They were up by as much as 10, I believe. And the third quarter, the Pistons made those adjustments, but they stayed in the fight. They didn't, wave the white flag. They didn't quit on themselves. The PK didn't put out garbage time minutes with 5 minutes left. I mean, they fought. And that's what you did. Look, anybody's asking the difference between Weston Sill Jr. and Brian Keefe. Weston Sill Jr. was waving the white flag with 3 minutes left. Brian Keefe tries to win games. Yeah, we get it. We're in a rebuild, but you notice that if we're down by 3, they're fouling at the end of the game. They're trying to win games. Very easily, they can be like, look, man, it is what it is. We're down. It's calling the night. But they try to win games. That's culture. The culture here in D.C., the locker room environment here in D.C. is the best I've seen in a long time. Best I've seen in a very long time. You have a good locker room here. And that's what I'm saying, that when you look at players, really glue type of players like Jordan Poole, look at glue guys like Corey Kispert that are good for the locker room. I get it that you're probably going to shop Middleton. You're probably going to shop Smart, man. But to me, those 2 guys stay because you need to keep blue guys in the locker room, man. And you can also argue that maybe you keep Middleton and Smart around because they know where they are in its stage in their careers, man. They're not going to get big contracts. Keep them around. You need good veteran leadership and veteran presence and veteran role players on a championship team. And we aspire to be a championship team. So, like I said, we're in a good spot here in DCAB. So, all right, guys, we're going to get into comments like we always do. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. March Madness is here, and FanDuel's giving you the chance to get in on the action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories and even who's cutting down the nets. Good Lord. And there's so many reasons to get excited, guys. Like I said, you got the NCAA tournament coming up. You got the rest of the NBA schedule coming up. You got Major League Baseball coming up. Good Lord. I'm trying to tell you guys so many good reasons to make money with FanDuel. So, look, if you don't believe me, just visit FanDuel.com and get in on the college hoops action all tournament long. FanDuel. All right, AB, let's get back into this thing, man. So let's start comments like we always do. Everybody's excited, man. Like I said, it's kind of like Sour Patch Kids, man. It's sour but sweet. I mean, Bilal's out for the year, but we do get our 14th victory of the season. So let's start this thing off. I'm not going to repeat it. I guess if you want to see it, that's the first comment by Locked on Law. Okay. He also says, I guess that guarantees the worst record this season. I hate to say this, man, but we are definitely still in the running for the first overall pick. We can lose every single daggone game, and you're only going to get a 14% chance. So I would not look at any kind of victory. We're not going to get. I mean, honestly, here's the question tonight. And this is how I'm going to start as far as the question with you, AB. 15 wins last year. We're at 14. Do you see us going past 15? What do you think?
Heck yeah, man. If this Wizards team, the way they're playing, the way the energy they're feeding off each other, I don't see why not. Because again, you're not held back by some veterans who are trying to showcase their trade value. Right now, it's all about the young guys and their development. And even a night where they lose Bilal Coulibaly, one of their perennial players, they still find a way to manage to go win in Detroit. So I think they'll surpass 15.
Yeah, I'd like to see them get closer to 20 because that would be progress. You want to see the record get better. I'm a firm believer that this team's going to be better next year. So my expectations will be 25 wins next year. I'm just being real. Obviously early on, everybody's like, all right, we ain't getting 15. But you see the fight in the second half of the season. They fight hard. They fight to win games. That's culture. That has a lot to do with this locker room situation, the veterans, players like Jordan Poole, Corey Kispert, Coach BK. This is a team effort. They built a really good locker room here. They built a good culture where they play hard and play to win. Some games here and there, they're going to get blown out. I mean, everybody gets blown out in this league, man. I mean, let's be real. But you see the fight in this team. You see the dog factor with Keyshawn George, Bob Carrington. Bilal, before he got injured, man, he was starting to ramp up. The future's bright with him. Alex Sarr, the same thing. This team's in a good spot, man, in a really good spot. So I would love to see closer to 20, because to me, that would be progress. You want to have a better record than the year prior, especially if you're in a rebuild. Year 2, you want to have a better record. John Lufter says, Sarr rebounding well, but a lot of turnovers offensively. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like the aggression, but he, I believe he had 4 turnovers the previous game against Detroit and then 4 tonight. I'm going to chop it up to aggression. And I'm not going to harp too bad on Alex Sarr because you want to see that aggression with him, especially in the paint. So obviously you want to see him bring the turnovers down a little bit, but like I said, I'll take it because I'd rather take aggression with some turnovers. You kind of feel the same way, AB?
Yeah, no, I think when you mentioned it a lot, when you become aggressive, there's a tendency to inefficiency, but also turnover. So again, it's all about him learning. It's his rookie year, so hopefully he learns going into his second year.
Yeah, I think he will, man. I mean, I'm really expecting some big progression from these young guys, man, especially the rookies from this year. Obviously, Bilal. Like I said, I say it all the time. Year 3 is gonna be big for Bilal, man. Jack Phillips, how you doing tonight? He says, man, Bub's game is evolving so fast. Every game he seems that much more comfortable. Future's bright. Absolutely. I mean, the brother could score, but the defense surprised me. I mean, he's a dog on defense. Same thing with Keyshawn George. I knew he was a sniper coming out of the U, man, but his defense, he's going to be an elite defender. I mean, it's a mentality thing. That was a question I asked Coach BK when I was down there at the practice facility, man. I said, look, is defense a mentality or can you develop a defensive mindset? He said it's a mentality. You got to have the mentality. Either you have it or you don't. And while I do believe you can develop that type of mentality in players, that high level defensive mentality, man, like what Marcus Smart has, you just have it or you don't, man. And you hope to develop that type of mentality in guys, but there's just certain guys in this league, man, that Patrick Beverly is another guy where he just has that hard-nosed mentality, man. Let's see. Bucket Getter, my guy, was good. It says, why didn't JP play the whole fourth quarter? That's a good question. Especially in the clutch time, man. I definitely expected him on the court, so that's a really good question. Let's see. Locked and Lost says something's wrong with Poole. His shot has been but the last couple of games. He's come back from injury, man. You see the scoring mentality. I mean, like I say, his shot's just not dropping. He's just getting back in rhythm. I think JP will be just fine, man. Let's see. Matt Kung, how you doing? And he says he played inconsistent minutes in these few games. I think they're going to try to load management to prevent injuries. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's another thing I like about the squad, AB, is the toughness. Bob Carrington has played through injuries. Jordan Poole has played through injuries. Keyshawn George has played through injuries. I mean, you like to see that with young guys to a certain point because you don't want them to, aggravate to the point where it becomes worse. But you like to see guys have the mentality where they're, they want to contribute and fight through those growing pains. Because look, over the course of 82 game schedule, man, almost everybody's hurt. Everybody's dealing with some kind of injury. They say it in the NFL all the time. Like once you get in the later weeks, man, everybody's dealing with injury, man. So in baseball, good Lord, 162 games, you're probably dealing with injuries by game 20. But so everybody's kind of dealing with injuries. So I like to see that. I think that has a lot to do with the inconsistent minutes with Jordan Poole. Locked also says Sarr played defense. He did indeed. Bucket Getter says 3 Shine. That's what I'm going with. That's the nickname for Keyshawn Jordan, the 3 Shine. That's what I'm rolling with. Let's see. Bucket Getter also says Dawkins needs some respect. He hit with all 3 picks. Absolutely. In a weak draft. Come on now. Can I get an amen? Just saying. Let's see. Lance Geek. Okay. Says, great job, Wes. We are getting better. We are getting better. Guys, I'm telling you, they're getting better. We got another year. And I'm trying to tell you, year 4 playing. I'm telling you, this team is heading in the right direction. Keep the faith, man. I know it's hard. Keep the faith. EcoPlay says, Keyshawn George. I'm so upset he was overlooked for the All-Star weekend. Oh, absolutely. Same here. He better get his due next season. Look, man, he needs to be in that Rising Stars, man. Let's be real. He needs to be in the Rising
3-point competition, too. Why not?
Come on now. 3-point competition and the Rising Stars. Come on now. Show the brother some love, man. He has played well. Bob Carrington, Alex, I mean, the future's bright here, man. And then you look at the fact that we have a top 3 pick and another first-round pick and 2 first-round picks in 2026. Come on now, AB. Come on now. Rock with me, man. Rock with me. Let's see. We got a question on AB. It says, EcoPlays asks, Who do you think has the most upside? Keyshawn, Sar, or Bub? Man, that's a hard one. I'm gonna let you start, AB.
Yeah, man. That's hard.
Right?
I love all three of them, but I just think if Sar consistently gets that jump shot with his frame and defensively
Yeah.
we see flash, I just think with his size, like legit a top 5 center in this league potentially. But the other guys, I mean, we already know with Keyshawn, Bub Carrington is a dog, so I don't want to pick one or the other. It's pretty hard. But for me, if I had to pick one gun in my head, picking Sar.
Yeah, I mean, Locked and Low kind of agreed. If Sar ever finds his shot, he has the most potential. I would say there's all four. I mean, all five. Let's be real. Of Wood Dogs draft picks have great potential. But out of this current draft class, I love all three. I love what I see from all three players, man. But just because of Sar's size, that gives him a lot more potential as far as scoring because he can shoot over a lot of players that Bub and Keyshawn can't, as far as using his size to his advantage. That would be the one factor, in my opinion. All three, I'm trying to tell you, from a two-way perspective, are going to be good. All right, let's see. ShugBiz1 says, no BScott, no cap. Hashtag dad joke. Oh, don't be throwing no dad jokes out there. Yeah, man, I had to let the hair breathe tonight, man. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the throw, man. Let's see. Eagle plays Cesar with 19 points, 4 blocks, 3 assists. Definitely one of his better games. 2 game-saving blocks had me standing up in my living room. Come on now, stand up, brother. I'm trying to tell you. Sar had an immaculate game. Really good game, man. From a defensive, from an offensive standpoint. Checked all boxes tonight. He played well, man. Turnovers, if you want to nitpick, yeah. But like I said, with aggression comes what, AB? Inefficiency and turnovers, man. So it is what I'll take the aggressiveness, man. Let's see. Let's see. We got a question from Bingji. Whoa. It says, why is Poole playing under 26 minutes a game since his return? I think it's just load management to a certain degree. Because I believe it was not his shooting elbow. It was his other elbow that was hurt. So I don't think it's a shooting thing. Just helping him find his rhythm. And like I said, even in the process of helping him find his rhythm, he still dropped 17 points. He still contributes. So that shows you what about Jordan Poole, that even when his shot's not dropping, he finds ways to contribute. So I think
to me, it's a positive thing because they still managed to win a game. Because typically, we've seen this season where if no one's shots fall and JP has to put up 30 to 40, but when only 25 minutes of this game, still everyone people with double digits score. It's a positive thing going into the future.
Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. See, NBA News says, why isn't JP getting a consistent? Yeah, I get it, guys. I appreciate you, NBA News. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. You definitely want to see 30 plus ramp it up because he's the number one option, man. And I see him and Middleton as a 1-2 punch, and Blau's out, man. So I'm definitely looking for a lot more from Sar, Bub, and Keyshawn as far as the scoring department, man. So, and you saw that tonight, AB. I mean, everybody ate tonight. That's what you want to see from this team, and they beat a good team. Let's be real. They beat a really good up-and-coming Detroit Pistons team. So, I mean, I'm very happy tonight. Like I said, it's like Sour Patch Kids, man. It's sour, but they didn't sweet, man. Like you lose B-Coul, which is a major hit, but then they responded, man. They played a good game tonight. Merrill Garrett, my guy, man. Shout out to my guy, Merrill Garrett. He brings up a good point. I'm worried Bilal may be injury prone. So do you guys agree or disagree? AB, do you agree or disagree with his assessment?
I think obviously it sucks that it's another season-ending injury towards the end of the season, but I generally think Bilal with another offseason is going to learn how to be balanced when it comes to being aggressive and risking injury. So I don't want to say injury prone yet, but if we keep seeing this as a factor going into year 3, then maybe you can question it. But as of now, I think it'll be a little too early.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man. If he gets hurt next year, then you're definitely looking at injury prone. I'm just being honest with you. But if you look at how he's injured, it's just unfortunate injuries, man. And it comes with, when you attack the rim, somebody's going to beat you up there. And you got to be careful how you land, man. He landed on his hand, had a hand injury last year, went out for the rest of the year. This year, had a really bad fall. So, like I said, I just think it's a case of 2 unfortunate injuries, man. But year 3, if he has an injury, man, then you're probably looking at, man, what do we need to fix as far as, off the court? Because he looked like he's in good shape. I don't think it's a weight thing. I don't think it's a work ethic thing. So it's just 2 unfortunate injuries, in my opinion. Kevin Bisco, what's good? Wizards win in the 3-1-3 on 3-13. And my Detroit nephew signed with Jax on 2-13. Best day ever. Shout out to my guy, Kevin Bisco, man. Shout out to your nephew, man. Much love, man. Hopefully, he has a long and fruitful career, man. But like I said, men and women lie. Numbers don't lie, man. 3-1-3 on 3-13. I'm just saying, man. Let's see, guys. We're going to try to knock out 2 to 3 more comments. Oh yeah, nobody. Brian brings a good point. It says the Wizards won the boards. That was a good factor, big factor why they won the game, man. They controlled the paint. Ben Marsh says hi. Why is Coulibaly out for the season? I believe it was against the Toronto Raptors. He went up for a dunk. He slipped off the rim. He kind of got undercutted. I forget who did it. What player did it, but he kind of landed awkward and he hurt his hamstring. So yeah, I think Locked and Law kind of picked it up for me and answered the question. Let's see, guys. I hate to miss any questions tonight, man, or comments. My guy DC Youngin, man, that's good. He says the youngins, Bub, Sar, Keyshawn, Marcus Smart, and Rashawn Holmes are keepers. Absolutely. Rashawn Holmes, Marcus Smart, and Chris Middleton, man. I'm telling you, we need veterans on this team. And I think that 2027 is going to be a playing season. And after that, I definitely expect the playoffs in 2028. I'm trying to tell you, this team is definitely headed right down the right direction, man. Delmar Vending, man, brought up a good point. Sar showed some emotion. He had that really good dunk, man, and showed some emotion. That's what I want to see, man. Show some aggression. Show some dog factor, Alex Sar. Come on, man. Come on now. I love it. Rickety Cricket. Oh, okay. I like the name, man. He says Sar's blocked and sprint down the whole court and finishes great. I love the energy, man. These young guys got energy. They're two-way studs. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. All right, guys. Man, so many comments. I hate to miss anybody's comments. So I'm gonna knock out two more, guys. No Breaks New. My guy, what's good? Like I said, definitely check out my guy's podcast, man. No Breaks New, man. Must see TV or must listen. I'm just trying to tell you, man, one of the dopest podcasts out there. So check my guy's podcast out. I'm gonna try to put the link below, so definitely check out his podcast. He says we need muscle. I love the Get Flag and Queen with Memphis pick. Ooh, that's ideal for me. I love our grit and heart, but right now we're just too small. I love Smart and Middleton upgrades over Kuz for sure. Queen, I think is gonna be gone by the time we get to the later stages of the first round. Queen to me is gonna rise up. I see him as a top 10 pick. You know, AB, what you thinking? Top 10 with Queen now?
I think even late top 5, but no way he's getting out of the top 10, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Marco Casino says, give some love to JC. He'll shine with Bilal. I agree. Justin Shimpney is going to shine, man. He's going to come in and play very good basketball, man. So I agree 100%. Madrox was right. Says Jazz will wind up with Flag just as surely as Wemby went to San Antonio. So the Wizards just trying to make sure they wind up with a second pick. Laugh out loud. I don't. Are you a Wizards fan, man? I get the drift. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you don't even like them, man. Like I try to be positive. I get it. That's the capability, but I get it. Locked and Law. They're gonna end it here, man. He says Queen is undersized, but he's a dog. Absolutely, man. He's a dog. He's a double machine. So, all right, everybody. Appreciate everybody taking the time to rock with us tonight. Sweet and salty evening, man. Bilal Coulibaly is out for the season, but the Wizards do get their 14th win of the year, and it looks like they could get 15 soon, man. They do hit in Denver. So, all right, guys. Before we roll tomorrow, we will have special guest Greg Finberg on the show, man. So we're gonna chop it up. Who's going to stay? Who's going to go in the offseason, man? And we're going to look at the draft a little bit, who his top 3 picks are, and throw some scenarios at him, man. So, like I said, tune in because you definitely want to catch this episode, man. Special guest, Greg Finberg, my bad, on the show tomorrow night at 7. All right, AB, before we roll, got anything left you want to roll with, man?
Wizards get their 14th win. Hopefully can surpass 15 of last year. Just enjoy it, man. Season's almost over. It's crazy how fast the NBA season goes.
I know, man. I know. But, hey, we're going to get to the point where we're going to be in the playoffs, man. Like I said, we're hitting down the right path, man. So just give them some time. So, all right, everybody, we'll catch you tomorrow night. Now, the Wizards do play on Saturday, so we're not going to cover that game. We're actually going to go live on Sunday night to go over the Denver Nuggets game on Saturday. So definitely catch us on Sunday. But like I said, we'll be putting some content out tomorrow because, again, we will have special guest Greg Finberg. All right, everybody, we'll catch you guys tomorrow night. Hail to the Wizards and peace.